Hello, I'm Dan Matheny. Today I'm going to be talking about Ice Window Maker version 1.9.0. This had just come out October 29th, 2020. I think this new version is fantastic, and I'll tell you why. It doesn't seem that way because you boot into more memory. I'm booting into 400 megabytes. Okay? But what I've noticed about this version, even though it boots up with more memory, it manages applications a lot better. For instance, before it would boot up to only 300 megabytes, and I would be running Google Chrome, for example, because my family needs to use it for purposes. Other than that, I do think it's gotten better, even though I personally wouldn't use it as a daily driver. I use Pale Moon, as you see on my desktop, as a daily driver. Okay, what I mean by better application management is when you have Google Chrome open, in the other version, in the previous version, you're running at 1.5 gigs of memory. 1.2 gigs to 1.5 gigs of memory. Now, in the newer version, when you have Google Chrome open, you're only running 900 megabytes to 1 gig of memory on the application. When you have that and the desktop and other things running. Now, the reason why mine is probably a little higher is because I'm using SpaceFM to manage my desktop, but SpaceFM File Manager has a lot of awesome functions of that nature, but we're not talking about those components today. Anyway, I really do. That's the point. The application management on this is awesome. And Ice Window Maker really is easy to install. I think what I would add to installation, if you're installing a base system with applications, is you want to install all the dependencies first, because on those operating systems that you're using, I'm using Ubuntu Server 2010. Even though I don't have the server components installed, I just wanted what I wanted installed, except for one component. Basically, I lost my train of thought. I'm still waking up a little bit, but I wanted to talk about this. Basically, you have a fresh install. It handles the icons better. It's using the Fienza icons. That's another thing I wanted to point out. It uses the Fienza icon theme. Basically, it does for most applications. For some, it doesn't. Okay, but that's the cool part about the new version here, is it really runs everything. But with whatever operating system you have, Arch might have 1.9.0 right now. I just like falling on the reliability on Ubuntu, honestly, because of what I'm doing. So if something breaks, I could fix it and then reinstall it if something breaks. Like, for instance, I do video rendering, and here's where I'm getting to, actually. When you're rendering video and you're uploading it to YouTube at the same time, what I've noticed about this version is that the internet goes in and out, in and out, in and out. And that's because of how much memory and resources it's using. I think it's funny because we're almost to 2021, and 16 gigs of memory is not enough for hard-hitting applications anymore. So, and all the processor was being used too, because I look at HTOP, and like I said, there's a lot of cool functions to Ice Window Maker. I can check this and hit escape. Usually I can, but that's if I'm running FB run. So I got Flexbox installed, I can just hit escape. But anyway, and I can program that. But Ice Window Maker is for somebody like me that has a family that also uses the computer but yet wants to use keys, because my family doesn't know how to use keys, and I want to be productive when it comes to applications and that sort of thing. It's just kind of funny. 16 gigs isn't a lot anymore for hard-hitting applications, but I think with video rendering too, you got to have a good video card with a decent amount of memory. So, mine is the basic Intel, but Intel's great. It really is, especially the quality that it renders out with the video itself is great. But but basically I'm rendering at 60 frames per second. So I need all the resources I can get. And with this, everyone can use it, and the resources are enough. So if you're thinking about Ice Window Maker, I think it's a great choice. So that's my take on this. I just wanted to do a quick review here on this and explain why it works great and why it is good. That's about it. I could show how to do an install. I still haven't gotten around with playing around with VirtualBox, which is funny because I've been back into this now for about 6 months, and I'm basically just learning about basic things right now. Other people know more than I do. I still have to refer to Google or refer to searching around for what the answers are, but I'm doing that less and less as I'm starting to get a better understanding of things. But I'm still a work in progress when it comes to learning. Yeah, in some applications, you don't have to compile, but you can run in files. Now I'm trying to figure out how to execute a parameter on that, so I can just have it somewhere for my son to use. Anyway, that's going to do it for today. I was rambling on a little bit, but that's my take on Ice Window Maker 1.9.0. Not really much has changed about it other than application management from what I noticed. And if you're doing a lot of rendering and uploading at the same time, this is going to go in and out, in and out. Your network connection will. That's what I've learned about that in my own experience. But I think it functions great. It runs great. I've had no issues with it whatsoever. I think that's just going to do it. I hope that you guys have a great day. Today's November 3rd. It's election day. I'll talk to you all soon. Ice Window Maker 1.9.0. The hero. Have a great day. See ya. This has been a Dan Matheny production. Thanks for watching.